everybody, and welcome to another episode of 10 Forward Weekly. My name is Mikey Fatum, also known as Ambassador Cal. I am your senior community manager, and it's summer, which is awesome.
Woo!
But we have important stuff to talk about first. So before we dive in, I just want everyone to appreciate that the beginning of this stream might be a very serious conversation, but not knowing that, I put on my Gorn Hawaiian shirt this morning. I also have these. We'll get those out later.
Even with the serious content matter, it's still all in the interest of fun. It's still a video game at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's not life or death.
Right.
So, welcome everybody. Good to see you. Thank you very much for the raid, Spencer. We appreciate seeing you bring a bunch of people in. Good to see y'all. So we're gonna yeah, this is my serious Gorn shirt, Stronghold. You're absolutely right. For serious business. You know what? Now I have to wear this on every apology stream we ever do. Anyway, someone's going to call me on that the next time, which hopefully is years in the future.
Or never.
Or never. Never. Let's say never. But I like this shirt. Anyway, okay, so this morning, we launched the summer event. There was a dilithium buyout. We had told you all that it would be a dilithium buyout and that it would be many millions, but we did not give you the exact number. That's my bad. I should have pushed for that harder so people could prepare.
It wasn't only your bad. You and I and Thomas all had independent methods of intending to communicate this.
That's true. That's very true. So yeah, we didn't communicate it. It came out with the event. Obviously, a lot of folks were sticker shocked at the huge price. And we took all of your feedback. A lot of you folks, you never have to apologize if you never admit you were wrong. Great idea, Zevs. I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. A lot of you gave really, what I loved the most was like math equations and like, really deep economic analysis.
I appreciate that a lot as well. It kind of made my job easier.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Well, CalMG, we're going to get into that right now. There's some explanations posted on the Discord and Reddit, but we're going to talk about it live as well. But first, I just realized I haven't actually introduced my guests. Right below me is a systems designer, Phil Harris. Right below him is... say hi, Phil.
Hello.
Right below him is... lead designer Jeremy Randall.
Hello.
Say Curland here, Jeremy.
Curland here.
There you go. Thank you. Whoever asked for that, you got it now. And right below him is ship artist Ramon. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
All right. So, Jeremy, how did we originally arrive at the 10 million DIL number?
So this was calculated by I'll admit it, some rounded off math, but it was taken from the old low buy buyout. Up until this year, the summer event ship has always been a low buy buyout of 1,000 low buy. So we took that value, we compared it against the average number of low buy that you get per lockbox, which is around 5. So we rounded to 5. And then we calculated that against the cost of an average key, which is around 100 Zen. So we rounded it to 100. That equals, 500. You multiply that by the other stuff. I'm sorry, I lost my spreadsheet. I'm trying to find the tab here. You multiply that by the exchange rate of 500 DIL per 1 Zen, you get a total value of 10 million. So this was the value that we ended up going with for our base buyout. Now, so a few things that players accurately pointed out, if you're ready to get into that, Mike.
Yeah, let's do it.
One is that even though the average number of dilithium that you, or the average number of low buy that you get from a lockbox is around 5, it was inappropriate for us to calculate the entire value of a key equates to 5 low buy, because low buy isn't the only thing you get for the key. Obviously, you get some of the prize, and low buy only accounts for some portion of the total value that you get from a key. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get all of that value in front of me, so I did make just a ballpark to recalculate this. But I think that's one of the key mistakes that was pointed out to me, primarily by Mara. I believe it was Mara.
Yeah.
In the Discord, which, you know what? My bad. And I missed that. So obviously, recalculating that was a first step. The other thing that we didn't do, which is, okay, this is also my bad. We should have compared the straight up Zen cost of what will end up being the MUD's buyout, the second chance buyout for an event ship, right? We know what those cost, and we don't intend to change those anytime in the future. So we should have done a comparison against those to at least have a ballpark figure for, well, a ballpark for how much that we were intending to charge in dilithium equivalency. So what we did is we took all of that. We also took a few other armchair calculations that people provided in the Discord, including Mara did another write-up. Some of those included EC comparisons, which aren't really safe to make as a calculable estimate, but it was still good to get some ballpark figures out there. So at the end of the day, taking all of those
Jeremy, I'm so
figures,
sorry to interrupt, but based on this this summer event, it's actually soccer pitch figures, not ballpark figures.
Football pitch.
Yeah,
figures.
Football pitch. There we go. Sorry, Europeans.
So what we are going to do, and what we're already in the process of doing, is we're going to change the buyout. We're going to lower it. With these various different calculations, we've gotten a new range that we feel is more appropriate to be using. And then again, for ease of use, for us, for you to understand the difference that we're making, we kind of just rounded it off. So the new buyout that was going to be changed, we're going to change the buyout from 10 million dilithium, which is the current price based on the old math, down to 5 million dilithium. Now, the rollout of this change is still something that we're working out the details internally, but we are going to do our best to execute on it in the following way, provided no emergencies come up. One, we're hoping that we can change this live on PC and console using what we call internally a Frankenbuild, which is a way of modifying data manually without requiring a full maintenance patch. So we're hoping that this will be something we can roll out with just a server bounce. So the total downtime on all platforms to address this, hopefully, will be like under 10 minutes, maybe even far less than that. But we're still in the process of making sure that that can happen. So that's our plan. Fingers crossed that we can do that today.
We're pretty sure that it's going to happen today, but we're like
our
Jeremy said, we're still working on
pretty
it.
confident, but I just want to make sure that people understand shit can happen. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the plan right now. If you are one of the few people who already bought out for 10 million, we're going to be working on some sort of refund, but that won't be in place until probably next week. Just know that we're going to try our best to take care of you, though.
Yep. We're gonna do something for you. And by something, I mean something fair, not like we're gonna throw you a key and call it a day.
No. Again, we have plans. We intend to refund you half the 5 million dilithium that you shouldn't have had to spend. So that's our hope. But again, early days, we're still in the process of figuring out how to exactly manage this in terms of the logistics of it all. Yeah. But that's our plan.
I just want to say quickly, thank you to everybody. And Discord was spicy this morning. Definitely, there were some big emotions, but I appreciate that everybody in the midst of all of that laid out their reasoning very clearly and gave us, key points to work on, because that allowed us to not only take the feedback, but to act on the feedback much faster. So thank you to everybody who really laid it out for us.
Especially the few of you who just got past the emotions and started giving math. It was in this particular context, those served us so much better than your feedback. Like, we listen to your feedback, we hear your emotional reactions to this, but let's be honest, the price was always going to be high. And even if this went out with a price tag of $5 million or 5 million dilithium, a lot of players still would have balked at that, probably would have railed against it. It's going to be expensive. That's kind of the nature of this sort of buyout and the nature of the needs of what we're trying to do economically. Like, we want this to be a dilithium sink. We want this to hopefully drain a good amount of the Zen backlog in the dilithium exchange when people want to buy dilithium to attain this buyout, right? Those are economic goals we're going to have in place. Sorry. Not
$5 million. Oh my God. Jeremy, I told you not to look at chat, buddy.
Sorry.
Kel, you missed it earlier in the stream, but yes, that is an area where I messed up. And Jeremy says he and Thomas messed up too. Whatever, we can debate who messed it up. But last week during the stream, Thomas said, it's going to be many millions, but we're not going to tell you the exact amount. And if you go back and watch the stream, you could see me kind of go, because in my mind, we should have told you guys the amount back then, but I had a moment a very human moment of my boss says we're doing this, so that's what we're doing, and I'm not gonna speak up on stream and argue with my boss in front of people. But yes, that should have happened. When we do things like this that we know are going to be spicy, we want to get them out early so that you guys can take a look at them and say, hey, so you can check our math, honestly.
I'll point out variables that we hadn't accounted for. Like, it's not just my math wasn't wrong, but I was using misplaced guidances on how I came to those numbers, right? It's a logic failure, not a math failure.
Yeah. Oh, it's not your fault, Thomas said. I regret not saying it then, trust me. It's not your fault, man. Seriously. No, we're not blaming anybody except for me. No, I'm kidding. But yes, Jeremy, your variables were wrong, not your math, which is
right.
A very different thing. You're right. Man, somebody threw a question at me. Let's see. And I missed it. There's somebody over on YouTube. Gosh, and I missed your name. But it said you were having trouble as a disabled player. Oh, Aaron Matthew 7862 said you were having trouble as a disabled player and weren't getting help. Please send me a message either on Twitch here or on YouTube. If you're on the Discord, you can DM me. I'm Ambassador Kale Returns. Let's see if we can get that sorted out.
I will admit that this game is a bit aged, and accessibility options have always been something we've struggled with over the years, but we try to do our best. So if there's some way that we can help you out, please let us know.
Sounds good. All right.
Sorry. I wanted to mention a couple other things. I just found my talking notes.
Oh, good.
Do you remember, everybody out there, who 5 million is still a lot. I understand. I don't know that my character actually has 5 million refined dilithium on it right now, and I've been playing for eons, since the dawn of time. So I understand
millions
not
of
everybody
years ago
is capable of doing that. But again, like, you might not be in the audience for the buyout, right? But another thing to keep in mind is that because it's a high ticket price, that also means, proportionally speaking, every single day you participate in the event is a pretty big discount. Not only because you knock off the price, the buyout goes down by, well, with the new buyout of 5 million, it'll be 250,000 dilithium every single day that you're essentially knocking off the price. Which in a certain context, you could count that as earning if you intend to buy out. But the other thing is that you still get the access to the bonus dilithium. So if you still want to buy out at a high price, you will earn some amount of it now. It'll feel not like that very much, but dilithium from events is always a nice little kick in your earnings. The same old process. It starts at 8K and then goes up by 1,000 every single day. So you can earn a portion of it back as well.
Yep. I saw something that I wanted to respond to. Oh, so I actually just wanted to share this as a funny thing. So y'all were absolutely right. Once again, this is not me trying to justify the decision we made. But apparently the exchange did go down a bunch this morning. So that's nice. If a bunch of people bought dilithium and then they're, going to buy at the reduced price, that's cool too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if that stabilizes after we do a refund, if we're able to pull that off in the way that we want to.
Yeah.
Like if we give all those people back half of their dilithium, are they just going to relist it on the exchange? We'll have to see. It'll take a little while to shake out the true impact, but still nice to see for the time being.
The other important thing to note, when we talked about this last week on the stream, we mentioned that this was an experiment, and a lot of folks expressed some doubt that, if this didn't work out well, we would run the experiment again. But we're actually running the experiment right now. we're changing the variables and changing the experiment. So when that so hopefully that gives you all some context and some hope that we're going to be continuing to do this, to work on this kind of thing in the future, and continuing to do things, and also telling you all about it in advance.
I'll be honest. One of the thoughts coming through my head right now is, we're going to have to set the dilithium cost high if we do these sorts of buyouts at any time. Like if we try to do this again in the winter event, even if we just decide to recalculate again, it's not going to go much lower than 5 million, if even lower is an option. So the thought that runs through my head is this worth it for most players? Like, is it the correct even option to put in front of some of our players. And I don't know the answer to that right now. I think that gathering feedback from you and feeling how players are reacting to this, as well as seeing long term, like people might not buy out day one, but do they buy out day 10? We can pull that information just from our analytics. So we'll be looking over that, see how players engage with it or if they don't, as well as also like comparing this year's engagement with the summer event just overall with past years to see if the change in buyout was a good thing for just day-to-day engagement. There's a lot of different variables that we're still going to continue tracking here to determine how we go forward. So I don't want to put this forth as some sort of thing like this is a change we made and we're just doing it this way from now on. That is absolutely not the case. And I want to try to make that as clear as possible for players to understand.
Very nice. Let's see. Thomas says, and I'm just going to repeat things said in chat by our executive producer in the game. Thomas, you sure you don't want to come on? From our perspective, we are happy either way if people buy out or if they play. We do want you all to actually play the game.
And I said this in the Discord as well to kind of expand on that. Like, playing the game is our number one metric. Everything else is improved by people in butts and seats, as I'm sometimes known to call it internally. Like, expanding the amount of players that we have online or the amount of time that those players spend online ends up reaping dividends across all of our key performance metrics. So really at the end of the day, it's just about getting players into the game. And yeah, that's the most important thing that we can do.
Yeah. So folks, I'm seeing a lot of good suggestions in chat, a lot of interesting questions coming on. We might do another AMA on Discord about this. I still haven't posted I still haven't sent Jeremy the questions from the one from last week. Sorry about that. But
I probably wouldn't have had time to answer them anyway.
But a lot of interesting suggestions. White Wolf, listen, I've seen a couple people responding like this today, and I want to just put it out there. Like, people have a right to be upset. That's okay if people are upset about a decision we made. Or disagree. Yeah. It's if you don't agree with the disagreement, that's also fine, but we don't need to start arguments where people are shouting like, well, this is a bad decision, and other people are like, well, this is a good decision and you all are crazy, and then the first group is like, well, you're crazy. It doesn't really help anything. I don't know if you knew about this, Jeremy, but I recently set up slow mode on the feedback and bugs forums because almost every thread in there would turn into someone reports something and then someone comments and says they're wrong, and then it just turns into an argument. So we're changing that, and we appreciate all y'all help in keeping that.
There's
going.
Also new Discord laws, right? We're laying down the gavel.
Yeah, some of the rules were good. Spoken like a man in a serious Gorn shirt. You're right, Stronggold. And Fragrance, yes, we are all crazy, but none of us have asked for a whale probe. So who's the crazier one? Okay. Now,
That's
I know
a good segue into talking about the summer event.
I was going to say, I know we could talk about this all day, and we'll be definitely listening to your feedback in the future, but look how freaking fancy Jeremy looks in that naval uniform on that power board. My God.
This is my test character, Admiral Badass.
Love it.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look over the dev blog for this yet to show off some of these cool stuffs, but that's what basically we're going to be showing it all to you in game, going through most of the prizes and giving you a chance to see them in motion, because we still haven't perfected getting GIFs on our website. Maybe someday. Yeah, so just to start with, what's being shown off here is the British naval uniform. This was, I'll just say it, Thomas's request.
What?
My colors are a little messed up here. It's not the canon colors, of course. This is just what I wanted to do. But that's also to show that like there's some customization here. Oh, I forgot the hat.
You did. I thought that was on purpose.
No, I just forgot. There's a bicorn hat that's just killer.
It's amazing. Awesome. Like I said to y'all before stream, people I think know that on my main I play a space pirate Klingon with a space piratey crew that are all dressed up piratey. I'm taking this and I'm going to put it on my Gorn Science Officer because I just love the idea of a like a traditional naval Gorn who his conscience made him join up with the pirates. It's just a good story.
This costume set also has quite a lot of customization to it. There's a version without the jacket that's just the vest. The epaulettes, the shoulder pieces, are also optional. And of course, the color customization. There's multiple channels that you can change to different colors. You can wear different pants and different boots if you like. The belt and the sword are optional additions.
And so cool.
So you can wear this neckerchief is also optional. So you can choose whether to wear that or not. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this set that you can really. So if you want to dress up your entire crew in the outfit, they don't necessarily have to be uniform. You can still get some variability out of it, which I think is just incredible.
Yeah, that's super, super neat.
Oh, and yes, that's probably important to call out. This is a uniform, so you can wear it on your buffs.
Woo!
Just to confirm that.
The sword can't be customized. No, that is unfortunate, and it also isn't a weapon. But it was created as a weapon, Geo. So watch this
Maybe
space.
someday.
I might bug Jeremy enough to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Furry. Okay, I'm not going to say your name out loud, but the furry. Apparently there's a thing in the known issues for the patch notes. Apparently a lot of ears clip through the hat, which might be adorable. So let you know.
Yeah, I think
go ahead.
Basically anything that's slightly oversized clips through currently, but we already have a fix internally for that.
Yeah.
So like Vulcan ears, Kobali ears, those sorts of things. They'll clip a little bit with the hat currently, but we're fixing that.
Yeah. Although I feel like we should make ears out an option. People are asking for an anti-proton musket in the chat. That's great. Let's get on that.
Yeah, I mean, similar to this is the Q French Revolution uniforms, right? That are different.
People have immediately started requesting that as soon as they saw this. So
I've seen the requests.
I think next summer we've got an easy layup.
Yep.
Okay, so Phil, you've been you were sort of the main summer event guy. Do you have anything you want to talk about with the power board or the costume here before we move on to the next thing?
Well, we decided to do summer across like two themes. So obviously we had the naval theme, which we can see in some of the emotes that we'll look at later, and also Gokken did some really, really good concept art for the power board and the floater, which is absolutely like fabulous. I'd said let's do Regency era, and he. Well, obviously for the floater, there aren't Regency era floaters, but surfboards were around in the Regency era. So he really, really looked at that and got that off. And then the second theme that we've got running through the costumes and the clothing is football. Generally, I remember when I came in looking at the forums and people going, well, not another baseball costume. So we've gone for another sport. We've gone for like football, and it seemed relevant with events that are happening this year. I don't think I can officially like name them without us having to like pay.
Legally distinct.
So the football costumes, the shirts, the badges are all interchangeable. All the colours are interchangeable, and there are six designs. I think of like shirt type. There's wavy, stripy, plain, embossed.
There's a V-neck, pattern, chevron. Yeah, so there's a lot of variants. That's mainly in the pattern that you see in the shirt, right?
Yeah, but then you can color the pattern, so that's actually a ton of customization available.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is yet another uniform because you can put your buffs in all that as well.
Yeah.
And so if that unknown football competition, whatever it is popular to you, then you can actually like color yourselves like a country's like colors if that football competition was about competition between countries.
You can add one more like in there, Phil. I think. Yes. I think if you try hard enough.
So Phil was one of our biggest proponents of finally doing football or soccer for you Americans.
For us uncultured swines.
But I think it's also fun to know that like this is one of our first real. We have such an international team now since the events of the past few years with the DECA takeover and then the ARC buyout and everything. We have so many people on the team. Well, like you, Phil, are in the UK. Ramon, where do you mind saying where you're based?
Yeah, I'm in Spain.
Yeah. So there's a lot of areas in the world that now we have people on the team. And I think it's great that we've had this opportunity to take a more international approach to some of the theming of this event in particular. And I look forward to kind of expanding that more in the future.
No,
And
just to
I
answer a
also
question in
liked-
chat. Oh, sorry, just to answer a question in chat really quick. No, Rachel, Phil specifically said we do not have FIFA gear now. Weren't you listening? No, yeah, we do. Okay, go ahead, Phil. Sorry.
And also Thomas wanted it themed within like the Star Trek universe. So like the badges are like the main
Yeah.
badges of like the different like species,
Mm-hmm.
as well as like the shirts, the colors that we chose. We definitely wanted to sort of have that theme running through. And then Ian did a nice little sort of like kit reveal to say which boots and shorts should go with everything. And that's attached in the reward pack for every one of these items so that you can look at what the best things to hook up are.
Yeah. Another thing is that you can also have like different numbers, right, for your shirt?
On the jerseys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So if you have a favorite number, maybe it's that.
there you go.
We won't ask questions.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that we didn't include either of the funny 6 numbers, but you never know.
And we have one more costume as well, which is yes. Thank you, Jeremy.
So the Betazoid civilian. Tell us a little bit about this, Phil.
Yeah, so this is the costume worn by Tam Elberon in the episode Tin Man. Tin Man is obviously the classic episode where Gom 2 appears, and so we really, really wanted to make sure that the costume was available to be worn as well. And it originally was like named the Tin Man costume, but at that point in time, I thought everybody was going to be wearing a Gom 2, but no, it's not the case.
Oh man, a Gom 2
can you
hat
imagine?
though. Why didn't we make a
Gom 2
hat?
onesie.
We saw some feedback in chat that people now need the rest of the parts for their Robin Hood outfits.
Is that what you think this is? So this one I do want to call out. This is an off-duty costume. So the other ones are wearable by your boffs, but at this time boffs can't wear off-duty, so that you won't be able to use this one on them. So sad. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say that we're investigating to see what it would take to enable off-duty uniform slots for bridge officers. If it ends up being something that we can do, we definitely want to do it. No promises on rollout, and we still have some investigation to do, but just to put that out there since I was just talking about it anyway.
Just out of curiosity for me, what's the philosophy behind what goes in off-duty and what goes in uniform?
Well, it's an old philosophy, but it checks out. It basically comes down to anything that we wouldn't expect a captain to be wearing on the bridge of a ship, that we would throw it in the off-duty slot. So, but that has gray areas across the years of development of the game. It is not a strong precedent that we've stuck 100% to. So I know that looking at the costume options in the modern era, it's easy to raise an eyebrow and say, why is that, but not that? You know? But that was kind of the guiding principle, 12,000 years ago when we created the idea of an off-duty slot. We didn't want people wearing things like swimsuits to their bridge of their ship. And so an off-duty slot was created to house those things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody asked earlier why you can't wear your swimwear outside of Risa. The general philosophy that Jeremy's talking about was something that Al was a big proponent of, and I think Thomas is a big proponent of too, of just, we don't want somebody to walk onto Earth space dock for the very first time in the middle of their big Star Trek immersion and see somebody in a bikini dancing with, a dude in a Moopsie sweater. A lot of MMOs are like that, but it just, we're a little bit more protective of the IP, so that's why this exists.
Or we have been in the past. I'll be perfectly frank that I don't know that we really need to care so much about that these
I am-
days, and I'm willing to have those conversations now.
I'm with you there, but I know it's a conversation.
It's also not. I don't think that there's a future, at least not the immediate future, where we just unrestrict everything and it's
Yeah.
a free for all forever. But I think that there's a conversation to be had about making it a little less restrictive in certain areas.
That being said, Thomas just said in chat, yes, he still agrees with this. The line must be drawn here. So, so maybe not.
You have been told.
Yep.
Yes.
So also we've got a whole bunch of emotes which follow the naval and the football theme.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Jeremy, you'll be able to show off a few of those.
Let me get over here.
We just
where I have
our
plenty of room to
moderator
run around.
Our moderator Sunyo just posted a bunch of gifs of these on in the Discord, and they're incredible. I'm very excited. So
Yeah, a big shout out to Paul who did all of these emotes.
nice.
Because he did an amazing job.
great job.
I may
Paul.
need your guys' help recalling the full list of these.
You can. Oh, are you trying to grant them to yourself, or are you just trying to find them?
No, I already have them. I've done all the unlocks, but now I
Okay.
need to actually find them in the list.
Well, I know at least one is walk the
So
plank.
We have
Oh, go
walk
ahead.
the plank, spyglass.
Okay, let's
Fire
start
up.
with
We'll start with walk the plank. Oh, for some reason the effects. Oh, no, never mind. They are. Ignore me. Ah!
Okay, this is my favorite part of walk the plank. If you don't move, you're just gone. You just stay gone.
It doesn't. You don't pop back automatically until you
You
move.
never pop back.
Oh, that's great.
Now, as soon as you move, you get a little splash effect and you reappear where
Yeah.
you left.
That's awesome.
But yeah, if you want to use this as like a AFK emote, you can just walk the plank, disappear, and nobody can find you.
Just like that portal we had.
I think you can still be selected because technically your capsule, like your player capsule, doesn't move. So you might still have a ghost that people can click on.
Yeah, I don't think
but
this would
it's
hide you
usually-
in a mission or in PvP.
No,
you'd
it's
still
not
get shot
actually
a lot.
stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks are in chat are saying that the emoji interface is bad. You're not wrong, and we're aware
No,
of
you're
that.
not wrong.
We might try and make some changes on that later.
I think
But we haven't talked about
game
anything
is
now.
bad as well.
All right, we
Or
got.
being able to like flag favorites maybe
Yeah.
might be something that we can look into.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one, Phil?
Spyglass.
All right, another naval themed one.
Oh, that's great.
And I believe this one just loops. So if you don't move, it just you just keep spying forever.
Fantastic. Is
Okay,
your name visible on the floor? I don't know. I don't know that, Shuli. I don't know if Jeremy can test that either, but
I
what
don't
we
have
might
my
do.
own target reticles turned on by default, so
Yeah.
I don't really
What
know.
we'll do later in the stream, if we have a minute, I'll jump on Risa and somebody can run up to me with the, or I have the emote, so I can run up and somebody can just see if they can click on me. And that'll
Strom,
work.
sorry, I was reading chat real quick. Stromgold mentions that with the portal pull emote, you can still see people's names, so it's probably going to behave the exact same
Yeah,
way.
that sounds right. So it is hilarious to do it during a mission, but it won't help you.
Right.
Okay, what's next, Phil?
Fire at will is the last of our naval ones.
He deserves it.
Nah, don't start that. People will start saying, "Shut up, Wesley," again.
No, not Will Crush. Will Riker. This is
Oh,
Will
oh
Riker.
yeah, fire at Will Riker. Oh yes, that's right.
Fire!
This emote and the sword costume piece are going to be a big part of my STO life from now on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, so this I will admit was kind of an oversight on my part. We had this cool saber made, right? We had to because it's part of the costume, it's part of the emote. Why didn't we make a weapon? I don't know, guys. I just kind of didn't know we were doing it.
Well, also you guys ran out of time, from what I remember. Like it was
We
something
did,
we thought
like,
of, and then there was just so much other cool stuff you were making.
by the time I realized that we were getting such a cool prop and we should make something out of it, we were past the development time for making an item for it.
But as you said, for next year, French costume.
Yeah, anti-proton
swords.
muskets and a
Yeah.
and a sword weapon. Sure.
Is anti-proton muskets a Star Trek reference that I've forgotten, or is that
Yeah,
just
it's from the Pigmen and that Q Who.
Oh,
was the
okay.
episode.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Next on the list.
Let's do yellow card.
Okay, so now we're into the football emotes.
Oh yeah, I was really into them back in the day. No, I wasn't.
The yellow cards?
Yeah, no, Yellow Card, the band Yellow Card.
Never heard of them.
Oh, well, I'm surprised you didn't have an emo phase. But then again, we're old.
You know what? I'm kind of surprised I didn't have an emo phase looking
Yeah.
back. Yeah. I was too much a theater geek, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so were you. What's going on?
I don't know. I heard about it through friends. I wasn't cool enough to know about them. Furry, I guess still not saying your name, Furry, but has mentioned that we do need to have a Worf tuning Geordie's loot emote, and I think that is 100% correct. Shall we look at red card next?
Yeah, let's look at red card. Why not?
So I think the animation is the same, but you can.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's the extra like get out of here.
Get out of here.
So this is a great way
Um,
to tell your friends how you feel about what they're doing in the next ground TFO that you play with them.
You know, you could actually do this if you guys were role playing in STO, which I know some people do. You could actually use these for X card mechanics. Like that would be
Yeah.
kind of cool. All right.
Let's have a look at penalty shot because it's just above that.
Okay, so this one is a lot of movement. Beware using this too close to walls. Okay, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Will we clip through the walls or will we?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
but we
This
have
is one of
cool
my
soccer
favorites.
ball. This prop was actually made inspired by. Oh, I forgot his name. The captain of the La Serena. He has soccer ball props.
Oh yeah.
In Star Trek Picard, and so we looked at that prop and we took a lot of inspiration on that for making a Star Trek style soccer ball.
Yeah.
Football.
Neo Seraphim, just quickly to answer this, the complication with us doing any crossovers with other franchises like Andromeda or Galaxy Quest or the Orville is that all of those are owned by their own companies and have their own prices to do. And so, you know, like we've told the story before, we looked into doing a crossover with Galaxy Quest and unfortunately it would have just been too expensive. So probably not something we'll dive into anytime soon, but you never know.
Rios.
Oh, Rios,
Thank
there
you.
we go.
That's his name. So I do want to call out, I don't know if you can tell, but the football is actually a physics object once you kick it. So it'll physics objects in STO are rendered locally, so you can't like play with it too much, but you see where you kick it to, and you can
Oh,
go and
really?
kick it around, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Like the balloons.
If you just like the balloons. So like if you kick it against a wall, you can actually see the physics object.
We might need next year to just like maybe on this exact stretch of beach, put up 2 soccer goals and just leave a physics object
Yeah.
there
Mm.
that you can knock into.
Yeah, that might be fun.
What if
Well,
it
you
hits
could do,
someone?
and-
Trexpert asks.
I don't know. Physics
You could
objects
do
like
You could do an angry neighbor with a greenhouse as well.
You're just kicking it too. All right, we're doing juggle the ball next.
Yep. Show off your foot skills.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sharing with sound or if you're showing sound either, but we got some nice little kicking sound effects in there too.
I'm not hearing any
Sure.
sound, but I imagine the thwonks are very good.
It's very authentic.
Yeah.
This one isn't a loop, of course. I kind of wanted a version that was just a loop that you could just keep kicking it around for a while, but
Didn't happen.
nah. We just went with a real sequence. This is a very traditional like kind of thing you see all the time.
And can you also chase
the
that
last
one
one.
down and play with it?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the last one's knee slide. Yes.
Okay, this is another one that if you do it too
Watch
close
walls.
to a wall, use at your own your own peril.
Heyo! I think they just found another way to get outside ESD.
No, because it doesn't move your actual capsule.
Ah,
Like,
okay.
You will animate outside, but then you'll snap back into your location. Yeah. Raw.
Yes, Mara, I do intend to update the blog, and I do intend to. Thank you for reminding me. I intended to post a statement, and then I got distracted by all of this. But yes, I
The
intended.
day
to-
has been very distracting.
The day has been very distracting. Okay, so the message is now going up in Discord and Reddit and on social media, unless Thomas messages me right now and says, no, don't put it on social media, which is possible.
Have we?
That's us for this one. There's one more thing we can look at
Okay.
here on Risa, which is the Moopsies.
Yeah, so I only have one of them that
Moopsie!
are purchased, but we can show off the most important one, which is the Rainbow Sherbet.
I'm sorry, but
Moopsie.
before we pull it out, we all have to do our best Moopsie impression. I will go
Summon
first.
the Moopsie.
Moopsie!
Moopsie! How's that?
That's
Ramon, we're waiting.
terrifying, yeah.
Oh my god. Whoopsie!
Perfect. Perfect.
Phil, you're up.
Phil, your turn,
Impress
buddy.
us. Yeah, that was good.
I could not hear that.
All right, so we have multiple variants. I think there's a total of like 8 or 9, way more than we asked for, but thank you, character artist, for over delivering, including this one, which we were originally told we couldn't get because of the way that the fur patterns were set up. But they did it anyway.
Oh my god, he's so good.
All the same animations and idols that you know and love from the combat pet, but this is just a vanity pet version, so you can have him peacefully follow you around.
Yes, Moopsie doesn't bite.
That's right. He's so cute. Oh, look at him. We're rolling over. Yeah, so there's multiple versions. You can buy them all on the vendor. Let me show again the vendor just so you guys, because I know probably somebody in chat has been asking about prices. Yes, the rainbow is premium. It costs a little bit more than the rest of them. There's the prices on those. The costumes. There are the prices on those. And we'll show off the kit modules soon, but I can't do that here on Risa. We have to go to a different combat map. And the emote prices. There you go. And the floaters. Oh, I think we almost forgot to mention these bridge officer training manuals.
Yeah.
You want to chat about
before
those?
before we dive into that, though, really quick, we did hear, we did not include a transcendent Moopsie this year. That was honestly just an oversight. There wasn't any
Correct.
deeper political meaning behind it or anything like that. And you know, I immediately reminded people to make one for next year, and we'll still be reminding people to make one for next year. So that's
Or maybe
that's all
even
that was.
sooner. We'll
Maybe
see.
even soon, yeah.
Yeah, there was no ulterior motives there, just an oversight.
Yeah. I'm posting the statement on Discord and Reddit, but I also wanted to mention to y'all something that I just found out, which is when that Frankenbuild update goes live and reduces the price will still show as 10 million dilithium, but will actually be
right.
5 million dilithium. So that's something we're gonna fix. If it makes you feel like it's too risky, totally get that. But yeah, it will show as 10 mil, but it will be 5 mil. And thank you for the bid, Zexamir. Go ahead.
Just to give people a kind of an explanation of why that happens, when we do we call it internally a Frankenbuild, right? We are manually manipulating data inside of our hog files, our archives of all of the data within the game. But the way that we do that is pretty complex, and the result is that anything that is sent to the client, that is displayed by the client, can't be synced up because we've already sent you the client, and in order to patch the client, we have to make an actual downtime patch. So the actual data on the back end will, like for the transaction, will charge you the right amount, but all of the UI, unfortunately, until next week when we push the actual data with a patch, all of the UI will be showing you the wrong values.
Okay. Cool. Great. All right. So let's talk about let's see. We did the Moopsies. Let's talk about the bridge officer training manuals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did 3 sets of bridge officer training manuals, which were for Virulent Dark Matter Cloud, Magmatic Deployment, and Cyclonic Generator. They're the BOF manuals of the last BOF manuals, which had been done for summer prior to me doing the summer 2024 event. So I assume we'll do those BOF manuals at some point as well. They're all for Ensign, Lieutenant, Lieutenant Commander BOFs. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. They all do slightly reduced like damage as expected, or reduced like time scales. These ones are quite involved for building. And I have to give a call out to my compadre Alex for sorting them out on consoles as well, because we had a bug quite close to the day where they weren't working on consoles correctly, but Alex sorted that out for us, so that was really great of him.
Yeah. So what you just called about out scaling, just to kind of clarify that for players, when we give you a kit module for players, what we usually kind of think in the back of our mind is that is rank 4 of any particular power. So when we have to reverse engineer those powers and give bridge officer training manuals for ranks 1, 2, and 3, you'll see that the values are slightly diminished, so that rank 4 is still the better version, and that's what players get their hands on. So you'll see, as Phil was saying, like damage values will be slightly diminished over rank, or durations of certain effects will be diminished over rank. But if you want the best one for your buffs, just buy rank 3.
One other thing as well, when we were doing these, we found out that there was, for the original kit modules, there was a old Risian kit frame from prior to the 2024 one that I did, which had added extra power when you slotted certain of these modules. That doesn't that is not apparent in the
buff version.
manuals.
Yeah.
Yep.
We might have to revisit that if we ever make kit frames usable by buffs. We'll figure that out. That's a problem for future us, right?
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. Okay, the ball's rolling up.
And I also think I created a much more popular kit frame in 2024. So
yeah. Which these interact with, or the new kit modules interact with, that I'm going to show off in just a second here. So I'm moving to a
Let's
combat
go.
map.
And this is one of our test maps, right? So when people see
Yes.
it and are like, "Where is that?" That's where.
It is nowhere. It does not exist.
Yeah.
Except here. But so we have 3 new kit modules that we'll be showing off. Although I just realized I can't use the actual kit module, so I'm going to have to figure out the powers to give myself.
they're in the Excel spreadsheet, which was in the meeting, Jeremy.
Yes, that is correct. Let me pull that up while I'm loading over to this map. Let's see, Summer Sanity Pass, right? That's what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I thought so. Singo Lingo Bingo says if you put an elite bridge officer training token on your buff, they get a kit frame slot.
Well, I guess it's not too distant future. Then.
Yeah, it's right now.
Dang it. All right. Well, we might need to add that in a future patch then. Thank you for calling it out. I'll make a note. Let's see. Where's my spreadsheet?
Did I genuinely just click on Jeremy's Discord share trying to press the any key and load the map? Yes. Yes, I did.
Beginner's mistake.
I've been here longer than you. No, I'm kidding.
but believe me, like when I'm having like meetings and like I look at someone else's camera, it's like, where's the button not working?
All right, you got to grant yourself the powers now, because
I know.
Okay, sorry. While we're here, since we're showing off this map now, once way back in the day, I got in trouble for taking a screenshot on this map because you could see some of the test stuff. But now that we're actually showing it off, what are the giant green towers?
Those are just indicators of where the encounters are set up to spawn on the map.
Cool.
It's kind of, if you've seen our space test map, there's those big floating exclamation points that are kind of like dotted around it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just so that you can, as a designer, like that's an indicator of like, there should be critters, which is our internal name for NPCs, around each of these pillars. So if you're building a new critter group and they don't populate here, you know, you've done something wrong.
Nice.
They're not playing because
who is the greatest contact in the world?
Oh, sure. Let's go behind the scenes deeper. This is our Jolly Reward card.
I've never seen this.
He's a custom NPC that we set up on this map just for testing mission rewards, so we can display them and see how players will see them. But
That's
that's it.
that's
He's just a cute
incredible.
little guy.
Yeah, we're making that a pet. You have no choice.
Well, we do have targs already in the
Right,
world.
but not a jolly reward targ.
Sure. And then this, of course, is our other thing. We have a vacuum area where we can test EV suits,
Oh, nice.
complete with tutorial for people who don't know what's going on here internally. And then some crafting harvests that randomly regenerate every time you refresh the map,
Nice.
and some other test NPCs. This isn't what I intended to show off today, but whatever.
All right. Let's get to the stuff. Show us the stuff.
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
Let's spawn in a whole bunch of critters.
Ground dummies. Okay. They're not really Klingons.
Cheops,
Don't worry.
you cannot spawn into this. Get into this live version. Even if you somehow figured out a way to transfer maps, it would not allow you because you don't have what's called access level.
Well, this particular map is also stored in a test map folder, so it actually doesn't exist in live builds.
Ah, there we go.
So there. All right, what do you want to start with, Phil?
Let's start with the tactical kit module.
Okay, so that is Terraformer. I think my favorite name that we've come up with for powers in the last several months.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right up there with plot armor, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So what does it do? So this creates a powerful quake around any enemies in a 10-meter radius. The effect sends out three quakes of equal magnitude to any enemies that remain in range, but also causes their resistance to physical and kinetic damage to be reduced for 30 seconds. So this is one for you, like melee attackers, once it's been like triggered.
Very
That's
respectable radius. And it goes off multiple times.
Yeah.
I think three pulses,
times.
5 seconds apart.
And it can do knockback as well. So you can knock the enemies out of like the radius.
Mm-hmm. But it'll also knock them down, which is like a hold.
Yes.
Brief one. And also the stacking damage resistance means that the second and third pulses, if you hit them with it, each one does a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, you just said it would be good for melee builds. As a melee builder, do you want to fill me in on that one?
Yeah, because it's weakening them to kinetic damage.
Oh, nice.
Once it's gone in, you will do more kinetic damage.
There's something about, I know it's classic and traditional to Star Trek, but there's something about in a fight just running up and punching your enemy in the face that's just hilarious.
Traditional.
Yeah. All right, what kit frame is next?
Let's look at science next, and that's Unseen Mischief, which is you cloak your scientist character and it conceals you from your foes, but also confuses them within that should also be a 10-meter radius. Basically, you can break it by firing at like one of the enemies, but otherwise it'll last for up to 30 seconds and then grants you a critical chance buff when you toggle it off.
Mm-hmm. So
man, I really want this, and I'm not a science
confuses.
captain.
And then you can stay cloaked for up to 30 seconds, or if you attack, it will break. And at the moment that it breaks, it gives you that 30-second critical buff.
Neat. That's very fun.
You can also break it with range attacks. I don't have a weapon on this character. But you notice that the confuse effect is detached from the stealth entirely. So even if I break it right away, the characters that were affected by the confuse will remain
that's good.
affected.
I haven't played around with confuse a lot. Is that will they attack each other if there's an attacking version?
The confuse effect, what it is mechanically, is that they start evaluating everybody as a valid target.
Okay.
And for NPCs, it also randomizes some of their threat values behind the scenes as well. So it makes them reevaluate the targets, and when they reevaluate, they might shoot one of their allies.
Nice. That's fun.
When it was originally set up, it was confusing everybody within a 30-meter radius.
It was huge, yeah.
But Jeremy said no for some reasons.
A little too much chaos.
Little too much.
But speaking of chaos, I think this last one is probably my favorite of the new batch.
Let's
The
do it.
Terraformer name is great, but the functionality of this one. Tell us about holographic defenders.
So holographic defenders basically duplicates a copy of yourself for every enemy within a 15-meter radius. And standard holographic safety protocols are off, so they'll attack your enemies. And it's great when you're surrounded by lots of people because you get lots of helpers up to 10.
Yeah, up to 10 allies can be summoned.
Oh, they
will
look
each
cool.
start attacking your enemies.
Do they? I assume they attack with whatever default weapon this is, not the weapon you have equipped. Since
Yeah, it's just a standard phaser pulse. They have a standard phaser primary attack and then an overload secondary with a pretty standard cooldown on it.
Yeah.
I think they also have a rifle butt in case, or palm strike in case the enemies close the distance. But
Nice.
their AI is built for ranged.
But they look really cool.
Yeah.
Wait, I lost it. Oh, there we go. Corpora Wenkins, I hope I said that right, wants to know why Jeremy's picture is looking at him like he owes you money, and that's because he does owe you money.
You owe me 10 million dilithium.
Oh no, that's getting clipped. That's getting clipped.
But just to call out here, this is really fun to build with the AI here that causes them to. This was an accident. It started as an accident anyway, right? The power sequence. We wanted them to spawn near each of your enemies. We had a hard time making that happen. Phil and I did. So when we activate the power, they all spawn right on top of you. But
and then run
we,
out.
We gave them this cool spread.
That's awesome.
Command that actually I think it ended up looking great.
That's pretty cool.
I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mara, I see that feedback, and I've seen it from some other people as well. We definitely can look into that. The question is, if the power is supposed to be good for, if the Terraformer power is supposed to be good for melee, could it please knock people down instead of back? Because back makes it hard to chase after them. Feedback is now presented, and we can think about it.
I mean, yes, we can look into that, but also the knockback is not very extreme on this, which is also, I guess, fuel for the conversation of why does it need to knock back at all if it's only doing it 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Mara, you missed all of the good shout outs you got at the start of stream, so go back and watch the VOD later.
Yeah, gave you big ups.
Yeah.
For math.
Okay, so that is the kit frames. Do we have anything else ground summer stuff we want to show off, or do we want to start talking the space croissant?
I think it's time to finally let Ramon star in this stream.
It's not like we haven't given you a lot for the summer event.
It's true. No, sorry, I wasn't trying to say there wasn't enough stuff. I was trying to say that we just had gone through it all. Oh God.
Let me go ahead and start the map move process here.
Yep.
But so we're going to show you GOM 2. And that's probably
Heck
be the last thing that we show here for the stream.
Yeah.
Here's our loading screen.
Isn't it beautiful? Somebody asked me to remind folks. Yep, there's 5 master keys in the promo section of the store today. If you I just saw a report right before the stream started that they like the specialization points were character bound. So make sure you claim them on the character you want to use them on. I will post about that everywhere else. How about GOM 2 wallpaper? Once I have enough time, I asked for and got made a template that I can use to make wallpapers very easily. And my plan is to make a crap ton of them and then put an official section on our website where you can, grab the wallpapers.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And so I'm working on it. It just is one of those tasks that requires a free afternoon that I haven't had yet.
The train keeps rolling down the tracks. So
Yep, ball is rolling up. Let's see. Somebody asked maybe if we have time after we look at GOM, after we look at GOM 2, we can also look at the new fleet weapons. But for right now, we're
let me think about that. I don't have that set up on this character.
no.
So
Yeah, you'd have to look up the logical names on Confluence. That might take a while. We'll see.
yeah, I might save that for next week or some other time to look
Yeah.
them over.
Okay.
But there's a full dev blog if you're curious about the contents.
Yeah.
You can at least get that info.
Yeah. And the visuals, like I didn't have pictures of the visuals in there, and I'm sorry about that. But the visuals you guys do already have, they're from other weapons. They're just now those visuals are easier to get on an elite fleet weapon.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna have to discuss this seriously with everybody. That's a croissant. That is not a potato. That is not an avocado. That's a croissant. I don't know where everything else is coming from, but that's a croissant.
It's neg.
All right,
I
let's.
heard pine cone as well.
Yeah,
which
pine cone is good.
I'll
Hey,
accept.
hey,
Yeah.
Ramon, we're all talking and ignoring you, and we should be having you talk about the process of putting this ship together. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this ship was modeled by Tobias Richter, and also the textures were done by him. Then I did the intake of it, and then I did the material, which was pretty much taking the textures and just adjusting them a little bit to better fit the reference of the ship. And yeah, even if it feels like a very simple ship, it has like quite a lot of work. You can see that like in general, like when you try to do like somewhat of organic shapes, it's always kind of a pain, especially for hard surface artists. And you can see all of these creases and everything, and you have to cut all of this by hand. So yeah, Tobias did an amazing job on getting it like as much as one-to-one from the reference.
That's why I wanted to
And,
zoom in real close here to make sure that people understand that this isn't just like a primitive oval shape.
Yeah,
Like, we
that's really
actually-
cool. I didn't realize those were all 3D modeled on the ship itself.
Yeah,
That's neat.
With extra textures underneath, like to give it sort of that glow look as well.
no, this is on the main material. Actually, Tobias made it like unwrap it like in a very intelligent way that I didn't even think about. So this is just on the main material, and you don't have to add like any extra decals or anything.
Wow. Well, thanks, Tobias.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We're definitely gonna. A bunch of people have said, "Please do the vanity shields." We will definitely do that before we sign off. But so you said you said Tobias had to hand cut all of these different rows. Like, what does that mean in terms of the modeling software? Like, are you sort of individually like carving it with a knife? Is it moving different vertices and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how Tobias does it, like with the workflow, but honestly, like most of the times that you want to do something like that, you start with like a somewhat like a simple shape or rounded or whatever, and then you have like a knife tool when you can cut between the loops and add vertices and everything. And once you get like all the silhouette correct, you can like get the geometry to pop up a little bit like upwards, as you can see here. And yeah, you have to be quite careful about it because it's very easy to make it look like horrible, honestly. So yeah.
So you're saying you did it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy, before we do any like combat or stats on this, why don't we pop over to the bridge? It's the first time we've done a custom bridge in a long time, and I'm excited to show
I
it
just
off.
realized that before you asked, and I'm spinning up the server now, but it's
Okay.
going to take me a little while because I'm on a local build.
Okay, but you already had the map name, so the one that I sent you is not useful.
But it's the only bridge named GOM2, so thankfully it was really easy to find. But we'll show that after the server spins up. I think we want to
yeah.
show the actual functionality first.
For sure. Ramon, I always ask this question because I love to hear ship artists' personal headcanon. What are the little grates on the side and the front for? What do they do on the ship?
What do you mean exactly? Sorry.
Oh, I'm asking, see the little grates here as Jeremy flies away from the camera? These are,
Oh,
one
yeah.
of those? What's your theory on what those are for on the ship? What do they do?
I think when I did that, I mainly mapped that to some of the weapons, and
Like
yeah,
laser strips.
basically I
cool.
use it as phaser strips. But yeah, it's quite difficult for this kind of ships that to add like the kind of like the mount points that we use to set up the weapon effects and everything. Especially, for example, like on the back of the ship, you don't have like anything like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So sometimes you have to be like either like very creative or go with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very cool. Thank you. All right. Well, now let's dive into the stats, which means that Phil is back on deck. Welcome back.
Hello.
So
Tell us about this weirdo.
the first question I always ask is, what is this ship in your mind? Obviously, players will break it and change it, but when you were designing this, what sort of role did you see this ship filling? What did you think? What did you want it to do?
A unique role, because it has a unique role in the episode. It's a really hard one. We'd been talking about doing Com2 for 2 years, literally since I came in, and I'd said I really want this ship when it comes there. Because
It was in the running for the summer
realistically,
ship last year.
yeah, it was the bridge thing. I was the person who scuppered it last year as well. So I said it needs a bridge, and then it was just like that whole thing became a conversation as well.
Hmm.
The ship is in my mind in the episode. It's evolving. Which is why one of the powers is called evolved. And it's also like growing and like changing. And it's scared. And you know. It's almost like the Romulans like push it and like make it angry, but make it angry and fearful, and that's when it reacts. So when we were like creating the powers, when I originally talked to Jeremy about this, it was just like, can we make this ship with absolutely no weapons at all? But that wouldn't have been a real possibility within like this game, or to carry it off and like
Oh man, that'd be
make
interesting
the
though.
other powers like trigger. Yeah, it would have been an interesting challenge. And we didn't have time generally, because you'll have noticed that I did the ship and the summer event because the rest of
Yeah.
the systems designers were working on other things which are
No, they're just
yet to
slacking
be
off
named.
and leaving it all to you. Right?
Basically, I think I have made it's a miracle worker ship. I think it's a very good support ship. I think it does a lot of good functionality for like disabling and blasting like enemies around you. Both of its attacks are damage over time AoE attacks of like different kinds. External stimuli is triggered when you're surrounded by enough enemy ships, and pulls out a quite huge kinetic damage like pulse to all the enemies around you, which also does the decreases their flight speed and turn rate, which was very similar to the episode, because when the effect plays, you'll notice it's the one which causes the Enterprise to be arrested and the Romulan ships to be destroyed. And then the other power evolved. I really wanted to do something which allowed it to act as different ways in the different slots it was placed: the Universal Console, Engineering Console, Science Console, and Tactical Console. And so, whilst it does again do a pulse of like damage in the different slots, it does slightly different things. So it tends to sacrifice auxiliary power for weapons in like tactical, for shields in science, for engines and engineering, and for auxiliary it sacrifices two of the other stats, not weapon power, understood, to for that thing. And it also disables the enemy's like version of the power. So weapons, tactical, gives you boost in weapons, disables enemy weapons for 5 seconds, disables shields for 5 seconds in science, disables engines for 5 seconds in engineering, and in Universal disables auxiliary, which I think might be of interest to PvP players. So we decided to try and give it a function in every slot going forwards. The ship's it's a fairly big ship. It maneuvers neatly for the shape that were provided. It's got a hull modifier of 1.25, shield modifier of 1, fore and aft weapons of 4 and 4, 3 device slots. It's got the boost of an extra 10 power, so it's got 10 shield, 10 engine, and 10 auxiliary power. It's got a Commander Science Miracle Worker slot, Commander Tactical Temporal Ops, Lieutenant Commander Engineer.
Poor Jeremy's trying so hard to keep up with your narration, showing it on screen.
It's fine. Keep going.
Cool. And it's got a secondary deflector, the innovation ship mechanic.
Yeah.
Going forwards.
So I do want to call out that this ship is a little weird in one primary regard, which a lot of players have already noticed reading over
Yep.
the dev blog,
And
that
we
is
saw
that
the chat too.
in a lot of ways, the ship is essentially a science ship, right? But in a departure from what you would typically see in terms of capabilities of a science ship, it also has a total of 8 weapons, which up until this point in time, we've never seen on a science vessel, right? But this is definitely a science ship. It has a secondary deflector, subsystem targeting, sensor analysis abilities. It has all of the science trappings. I do want to point out, though, just to keep people's expectations in line, this is not a new model of things to come. GOM2 is weird. And this is a choice that we chose to make. GOM2 is a little weird. All right. But it also, I think that in the stats, you will see that it does make minor sacrifices. It's not quite as mobile as other ships of its kind of size class. If you kind of abstract size as a stat variance of hull and shields and its actual physical size, which, by the way, I saw in the chat, people are asking how long it is. Do you happen to have that number, Ramon?
I'm not sure. I think it was like quite big, but not like giant. But I don't remember.
Okay. I mean, if you guys saw the TNG episode, I think it's flying near the Enterprise at one point, the Galaxy class, and it's not small. It outsizes its secondary hull, so you'll see that we always try to keep to as close to canon size as possible. All right, I want to show the console in action, but also to go over, like, it is weird, right? And we did our best to try and show you the variants of how this works. It does. It's a power that doesn't activate in the way that a lot of others do, and in the fact that essentially you turn it on, and then that means that it is primed to respond, right? It doesn't do anything immediately, but what it does is it waits for things to happen. And I will show you by spawning some attackers here. I better make myself unkillable. All right, so they're shooting at me. I'm taking damage. I can't be killed though because I'm awesome. But now if I activate this power, what it'll do is it'll start absorbing incoming damage. See these charges building up. And when it reaches the critical threshold, which I believe is 10, that's when it unleashes and does this big kinetic blast, radiation blast, with the secondary effect of whatever mode it is that you're running in. So in this case, the science mode has the shield, disables shield systems of foes. Yeah. But all different modes. Sorry, I'm going to fix my health here.
You could do, oh no, you don't want to be untargetable. Never mind.
Actually, I do want to be untargetable briefly so that I can just move it to another console slot and show you how it that it does change, but it still behaves largely the same. So this is a power you want to activate when you are taking fire, because that is what triggers the stacks to get to stack up, which means that there's probably, if you want to make the most of this particular console, you're probably going to be running it on some sort of build that synergizes with some of the recent tanking consoles and traits that we put out over the last several ships. There's been kind of a sub theme that some of you might have noticed that we've been trying to add more toys to the toy box for players who like gathering aggro, who like being the center of attention. And I think this is another in that model to add to that set of toys.
We got a question, a bunch of questions from chat about the about whether it spins. It doesn't spin when we activate the console. Does it do its spin thing when it activates the trait?
Unfortunately, no. We looked into it a little bit briefly. It was decided to be lower priority. I don't know. I want to come back to that maybe and see if we can get a spin added to that activation that you just saw, because that is very screen accurate to exactly what it did on the screen.
Yeah.
But the screen version had the spin associated with it. The problem with spinning on a ship animation is that it causes all the nodes to get out of alignment. And if you're firing your phasers at the same time that you do something like a spin, we need to make sure that we're okay with how that looks.
Makes sense.
Can I also give a shout out to Andrew Nielsen for like getting the episode effects just bang on. Like the episode effects were done amazing. Well before I did ours. So.
I'll just activate that one more time so we can see it. This charge up, I think, is even what it does on screen in terms of like the red glow. Before it releases.
The classic 90s, the classic 90s VFX red glow.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things. Do you want to move it to another slot, or it's the same visual every time, huh?
It's the same visual every time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show two different versions just to make sure that people understood that is the case. It is a flat circle, right, Phil? It's not a sphere.
It is a flat circle.
Yeah, so keep that in mind when you're aiming it. It has a pretty generous, like I think 1 to 1.5 kilometer height, but it is a pancake area of effect. That matches pretty closely with the VFX.
Riker1 wants to know if the Impersa Juggernaut console will build stacks for the GOM 2 console.
I actually don't know offhand. Do you know, Phil?
No, I don't.
It might. Which, if it works, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, so the Starship trait, I'll have to unlock, but this will trigger as soon as I do. In fact, let me move away from these enemies real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a request from chat to show us the tooltip from the power menu as well. I don't know what the difference is, but that sounded dismissive, and I didn't mean it that way. But I don't know what the difference is.
So this is the powers menu, and this is what you'll see. So because of the weirdness of how it displays on the console, I think that we might still have some polish to do here to make it display correctly. But we were trying to keep down this window that you see here to something that you can reasonably fit on the screen. Which is not currently the case at the interface scale that I'm doing. So that does mean that it's a bit stripped down for the individual variants. I'll look into seeing if there's more information that we can get populated here without making the tooltips just ridiculous.
I'll say that you'll be lucky. We sort of compromised on what was there and what was in the description for deliberate reasons. Just because like certain of like the elements like copied from one place to another.
Yeah, it's a tough balancing act.
Oh, got it.
We want to try to make it readable everywhere as possible.
Yeah. Scotty H said the reason they want to see the power tooltip is to see if it has a 2-second activation or not, which it doesn't, I assume.
Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate the catch. I just went through and spent the whole weekend fixing all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, well, there's some stuff coming down the line that I think y'all will be pretty happy with. Or wait, did it come out today? Or is it next week?
No, it'll probably be next week.
Okay, cool. But yeah, there'll be some celebrating in the...
Well, no, sorry, let me caveat that. There's a lot of powers to review. QA probably wants to check them all. So fingers crossed it can be next week, but that's not a promise.
There will be celebration in the streets at some point soon in the future.
Okay, so I have the Starship trait. This Starship trait, as Phil said earlier, automatically triggers as soon as you have 7 or more enemies in range, right?
Yep.
So this power should summon them, and it'll probably trigger almost right away. Yep, there it goes.
There it goes. Oh, I love the purple circles.
So it's kind of a slow-moving wave, as you can see, but that's by design. And it goes off once every 45 seconds, I believe is the current timing. I'll be honest, I think we might want to tune that value, but I'll take a look at it. It might be able to go off a little more frequently. But one of the reasons that we do tend to do lower cooldowns, right, like that is like for visual clutter. This is a pretty visually loud effect, right? We don't want it going off nonstop. So what we do is we tune down the cooldowns. We give it a relatively lengthy lockout, but then we want to make sure at the same time that it does a decent amount of damage, so that the DPS overall is respectable in terms of comparative performance to other starship traits. So if we miss that mark, let us know. But I personally think that we can probably push this down to 30 seconds, maybe even 20, but we'll see.
Cool. All right. Is there anything else on the ship we should talk about, or should we jump to the bridge? This was the next thing I was going to say.
Yep.
All right. Well, my server says it's running, so let's hope that this works.
Let's find out.
I'm going to actually, I think I have to go from here in order to make it work correctly. So visit.
Nope.
It won't let me.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like ESD or something to make that work, I think.
To a static map.
Yeah.
Let me try going back to Risa then and see if that counts.
Yeah, sounds good. It should.
I hope it should.
Stronghold, that sounds like an interesting piece of theory crafting. I like it.
What did he say?
You could combine that with the Soliton wave generator to pull the enemies in.
Oh yeah, totally. There's no push related with the starship trait. It's just damage.
Yeah.
And I believe it's radiation damage on that and kinetic on the console, or vice versa.
Yeah, that's correct.
So if those synergize with any particular builds you're running, that could be a plus to consider.
That's what the Earthquake console should do. It should bounce them away from you and then immediately bounce them back to you.
You just want to do more kinetic damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. For the bridge, I'll step out and not say any more after this because I've been talking quite a lot. But I think the bridge was realised by Corby working on the environment, and then our content designer Nico fixed all the fixtures into the ship, which
so this was actually a joint effort. Corby and Shawshank, both of our environment artists, worked on this in kind of equal measures, because this is the first bridge that we as a team since the Deca transition have had an opportunity to build. So there's a lot of learning that we went into with multiple people trying to figure out how it's supposed to work.
That's awesome. I should have had them on the stream. I will reach out to them and let them know that I should have done that.
So I do want to call out, in case this doesn't work, Starship Bridges are owned maps, which can be sometimes problematic to run on locals, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm not on a live or QA server or anything like that. I'm running on my local machine, so we'll see if this works. If I didn't go to it this way and just manually move to the map, you would see none of my bridge officers or anything populate, which is kind of key to bridge operations.
Just a smidge.
So fingers crossed that this works.
I really like how this map turns out.
Oh no!
Oh,
nope,
yay!
no.
There it is.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay, just a little bit of weirdness. All right, welcome to the guts.
Hey, do you have it?
Sorry, give my map just a second to load in. I'm still pretty bad on performance, but this is, gosh, there's so many screen accurate references. I mean, honestly, there were only like 2 scenes that took place inside, so we plumbed the depths. We played with brightness settings of backgrounds, and I think they even might have done some like image manipulation just to try to get these details, just pull them off the screen. Because I mean,
it's not lit in the episode, basically.
No, the whole purpose of doing this bridge was because we felt like it was important to the ship, the concept of this living ship that we represent. It's how it appeared on screen, and going inside the ship was an important part of the episode. So that's one of the reasons, as Phil said, that we shut down doing this last year, because we didn't have time to do a bridge.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that we had the time across the team to learn how to do this, because again, as I said, like, we have some documentation that kind of walks us through this, but we didn't have any experience doing it. This isn't a systems design thing, so even I didn't know how to do this. Our concept designers, environment designers, they had to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, and it's awesome what a good job they did and how cool this looks.
Yeah, and I mean, in the episode, the seat appears out of the floor, and we were trying to do that as well, but it was just adding too much complexity at that point in time. And again, as Jeremy said, just because we were trying to learn how to do a bridge again from like these notes, but we're in a much better place for being able to do this again in the future.
Kel MG, the reason this bridge is locked to the GOM2 is because it would be really weird to have a living organic bridge on your synthetic starships. A lot of people, when we announced the bridge, were like, I really hope you can't move it to other ships. And yeah, that's what it's going to be. Yep.
It was a purposeful choice, not a mistake or something. This is how we wanted it to work.
Yep.
So as you can see, you can access your library files, which is used for some mission interacts. You can access your account bank, the standard stuff that you could get to most ships, duty officer contacts from these 2 officers, change to your small craft. It's basically the stripped down minimum functionality we would expect out of a bridge is present here. These officers are wearing just default Odyssey because I don't have any bridge officers, so these are just stand-in
generic
NPCs.
guys.
Yeah. But your own officers, your tactical officer, first officer, I think, and your chief engineer will get populated here if you go to your own bridge.
Oh, hey, congrats, Charlotte Victoria, who took the free keys we gave her last week and won a free T6 ship. We will be doing another giveaway at the end of the stream today.
Awesome.
Now, Jeremy, did you add the pizza digesting sound to this?
Oh, you know what? I don't actually hear it. I know that
there is a sound. I've heard it before. Yeah. We're not sharing audio from your screen share right now, but there is definitely a like bubbling sound. I heard it when I went and explored this bridge earlier. Really wanted to get a nice video of this bridge to put out with the blog, but it just there were some issues that I was dealing with. I need to get a local shard back on my machine.
So a quick fun little peek behind the curtain. This door is permanently closed, but we did briefly play around with the idea of including a little more to the interior, because there's a shot on the show of them walking down a hallway.
Oh, nice.
So some of this got modeled, but we ended up not using it. There's no purpose to it, so we just shut the door.
Oh, okay.
But that's just a kind of an
what
example
about the role play purposes, Jeremy?
Things we learned along the way, though, right? We learned how to build a bridge that can connect to a hallway, and potentially we have some groundwork there that we've laid for if there are examples of larger bridge interiors or ship interiors. We have some experience now with building those things out. Very little, but it's better than zero.
IK Ronix, I don't believe this is a digestive tract. I think this is more like a brain stem. But, that's up to you. It's your ship.
So the bad news is that in order to fly GOM2, you must be a Betazoid. I'm sorry.
That's a joke. That's a joke, everybody. That's a joke. And everyone can fly it.
You just have to spend 300 million dilithium.
That's not the right number.
It's close enough, right?
No, it's too wait, 300 million you said. Okay, never mind. I thought you said 3 million and I was like, that's too low. Jeremy, that's too low. All right. Well, that is really, really cool. How are folks feeling? Do we Jeremy, do you want to do a quick Q&A? Phil, I know you said you talked too much and you're about to die. Ramon, how are you feeling?
I'm good. All good.
Okay. Well, why don't we do a quick Q&A on the ship? You can ask about the dilithium buyout, but really complicated questions we might not go into right now. I'll leave it up to my discretion. But if you have a question
about the summer event, the new offerings, if anything that I didn't cover here, you want to ask a question about that. Since they came out today as well, I know we're not going to show them on the stream, but if you have questions about the fleet variant equipment as well, I can try to answer those.
Okay. So let's see. Cage Ukami, this is kind of related to the fleet store update, wants to know if we're ever going to see fleet variant event ships again.
No, not that specifically.
Okay.
But I have mentioned this on the Discord server, is that we have been discussing future fleet ships that might be variants of existing ships. It's a feature that is very in its like nascent stages. This is just a brainchild between Thomas and I. We don't know exactly how or when we might ever execute on it, but just to let you know, we're at least talking about the idea of future fleet ships. But as event variants, no, that's not something we intend to copy. Like we did that with the Rysian ship like 6-ish years ago, where there was a standard version you could get from the event, but then there was a full spec pilot version that you could get from the fleet. That was a one-time experiment. We don't intend to repeat that.
All right. Mighty Master, we sort of answered that question earlier in the stream. If you want to go watch the VOD, Jeremy goes into that on detail. Let's see. Singo Lingo Bingo, which is a fantastic name, wants to know why we made the decision to lock the Andorian and Lethian weapons to Fed and KDF. Is that just a canon thing?
It's kind of a fleet design thing that we weren't sure that we really wanted to spend the time questioning, which is that Federation weapons that you can buy on the fleet store currently have a specific proc, and you can also get colony plasma weapons that are more universal, right? And so Federation players don't have access to weapons that have the Klingon fleet proc, and that seemed to be a specific and purposeful choice made about fleet design. And so honestly, that just wasn't our purpose. Questioning that for the purpose of this initial feature just wasn't something we set out to try and solve. So when we saw that, when we were reminded by looking into this that Federation has its own proc, Klingons have their own proc, we just chose to uphold those precedents, stick with them for now. That might be something that we reevaluate in the future, but as I said, that just wasn't the purpose of the feature for this time being. The purpose that of the fleet variants right now is to judge player reactions to us offering anything, to giving you new projects to run, to giving you new, in this case, visual variants for existing things, because that's essentially what they are. Like the Elite Fleet Andorian is just the old Andorian visuals plus the old fleet proc into a quote unquote new item. It's just a new combination of old stuff that already existed, right? And so we want to see how you react to that. If it's something you'd like, if there's more variants like that you would like to suggest of how we could add additional things to fleets. That's really the purpose of this particular update, is to start a conversation about this idea of like vanity / visual variant weaponry, and if the fleet is the right place to offer it, and if we've got the pricing right, all of those kinds of things.
Very cool. Had a quick question. It's been buried now, unfortunately, but had a question about why we didn't include omnis in those weapon rewards.
Fleet star bases have never had omnis, as far as I know. So
there you go.
Just again sticking with existing precedents.
Sounds dope. And Spencer wants to know, moving forward, how often do y'all plan to do fleet updates like this?
My broad goal, and I don't know if we can stick to this, but I would love to do 3 fleet updates a year, at least as the size of what we just did, which I understand is not a lot, but we have so many different systems in the game that we have intentions of also updating things like maybe Admiralty or duty officers or crafting or other things like this, where we can kind of take turns updating old systems with new features that are meant to be individually lightweight, but are a way to reinforce the fact that these old systems are still part of the game that we still care about, and we understand that they can be valid reward methods or valid things that people want to understand are still part of the game, are still respected. So it's a larger discussion, but yeah, I guess that's my broad goal that I hope we can stick to, is about 3 updates a year of roughly the size of what you just saw today.
Ramona wants to know how we chose the weapons that we were taking the visual variations from for the fleet weapons.
There was a lot of back and forth on this. Mayo is actually the feature owner, Setsuo, who you can see in the chat.
Yeah.
And a lot of the choices came down to him pitching things and me saying yes or no and making alternative suggestions. But ultimately, I think in this case, what it came down to is that we knew that we had a very specific focus of what we wanted to do with this, which again was just to start a conversation. We weren't trying to invent anything new. So how we landed on this particular weapon set is because we knew that we had full weapon sets. One thing, like all the beam types and all the cannon types all exist for these. So all of the visuals are already accounted for. We didn't have to ask for any VFX requests or new help from our artists to deliver on these things. That probably is the biggest goal of why we ended up with these in particular. But yeah, Maya pitched a lot of different options, and each of them was either lacking in some specific way. Like I think one of the weapon sets just only had cannons, for example, so we ended up not going with that. But good news is we held on to all those, so there's still things that we can revisit in the future. Maybe we can find time to make new visual effects for things that don't have full sets, or whatever the case might be. So yeah, I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg of the things that we could potentially do with fleet updates. This was essentially the easiest choice to make for the first one out the gate. Also, I do want to point out that just like with the bridge that nobody on our current team had ever built before, nobody on our current team except for myself had ever built fleet projects or manipulated the fleet stores and had to work with like fleet unlock code and all of that kind of stuff. So this update from today was also an opportunity for somebody on our new team, on our current staff, to have an opportunity to teach themselves, to learn, to reverse engineer all of the ways that data and code work is in tandem with one another, so that when we go forward with future updates to fleets, we have a better basis of understanding, maybe updated documentation, all that kind of stuff. This was just as much an effort to improve the team as it was to introduce a feature for players to enjoy. I hope you enjoy.
Mayo says he's the unofficial test designer, but the actual term is crash test dummy. Just to put that out there. Let's see. Looney Welsh wants to know, since we've dove into some new old things with the team, does that mean we might try to bring a new reputation in the future?
I think an entirely new reputation is questionable. But what's less questionable is either adding more stuff to the existing rep tracks, or updating them in some other way, or maybe tier 7 to one or more of the reputations.
Sorry, you said tier 7 and I heard tier 7 ships and I was like, what?
No, sorry. Reputations originally were implemented up to tier 5. We at one point did a expansion that pushed them all to tier 6.
Yeah.
I think it's something, well, it's definitely something I have kicked around the idea of maybe doing tier 7s, and maybe not all of them at once. But I will say that like the understanding and the additional training that at least Maya was able to pick up by doing these fleet stuff, fleets and reputations do use the same data sets under the hood. So there is some cross learning there. So we have a little more expertise in that area. So I think it's a little less unlikely. It's about the best I can say at this time.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Touquet, for very similar reasons to what Jeremy said, a new faction is it's just probably something that's not going to happen. It's just it's an order of it's just an order of magnitude more work.
It doesn't mean it never will happen, but it's not very likely to happen. When you think about all of the work that goes into a new faction, we have to make a new starting experience. We have to make new data sets to control like what happens when you haven't yet allied with the Federations or Klingons. And then we have to figure out all the connective tissue of getting you allied with the Federation or Klingons, because that's just how the game works.
Yeah.
And that is just necessities from like the base architecture of Star Trek Online. We couldn't just bypass any of that. Now, that's not to say like there might be a story justification for us someday doing another starting experience, but you will hear about it far in advance because we'll start talking about it. We wouldn't like I've heard the suggestion kicked around of like a Khitomer Alliance faction. I just don't think that's really appropriate for our game or worth the payoff.
Well, the
to
point
be honest.
of a Khitomer Alliance is everybody working together. So,
which is also something that is like temporally, like time-wise, is not appropriate to have at the same time as all of the factions are starting. Romulans, Federation, and Klingon all start around the same time frame. I think Romulans are offset by maybe like a half a year or a year or something like that. Jem'Hadar's offset a little bit more, but they also start at a higher level, right? But then when you get into Discovery and TOS, we had to do time travel shenanigans to make it make sense. A Khitomer Alliance faction would by necessity be taking place in like the end of the storyline.
Yeah.
And that would mean that you would also be skipping a bunch of the story. I don't know exactly how we would want to address that, but it puts you out of time in a way that is really awkward to try and answer story-wise and gameplay-wise and mission journal-wise, right?
Yeah. Now, a bunch of people are saying they were asking for a reputation, not a faction. Someone did ask for a faction. That's what Jeremy was responding to. But I think if we were going to move forward on making a new reputation, that would definitely be an option we would consider. Just as Jeremy said earlier, it's not something we're super looking at right now.
Right. Yep.
Let's see. A lot of folks are asking about female Jem'Hadar. It's definitely something that we need to think about as well. We'd have to figure out when in canon that started happening, because in our timeline, the female Jem'Hadar, or the Jem'Hadar, had basically just liberated themselves from Ketracel White and the Dominion.
Right.
So, yeah.
They actually, like, we haven't story-wise explicitly even said that there is a new generation that don't have the addiction. It's just the current generation who broke themselves of it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at in the story right now.
Yeah. Mighty Master.
Also, I mean, this is also a theory crafting thing that we don't have a firm answer from Paramount, as far as I know. Like, it is even possible that it is actually the Klingon side of that particular character that allowed her chromosomes to form themselves into a female. We don't actually, I don't think we have an answer for that.
Yeah. And we could make one up, but we got to check with them on stuff like that.
Right.
Mighty Master 000. So the question like that is great to post in the watch list discussion, because if there's something underperforming, that's where we want to look at it. So make sure you head to the Discord and post it there. But also, I wanted to say, Jeremy and I had our first monthly watch list meeting yesterday, and we went through you guys' threads in the Discord, basically one at a time. Yeah. And we got a lot of valuable feedback on what things you guys would like to see to perform better that we can possibly add to the list. So look for updates to that later this month. Much later this month.
Yes. I think near the end of the month.
Yeah.
Is our target.
That's what we're aiming for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks, we are getting near the end here. I think now is a good time.
Oh, I forgot to announce something, a summer event related. Some of you might be thrilled about this. I just checked in a change today that increases the stack limit on Lola Not Favors. You're welcome.
Oh, nice. What's the stack limit now?
It was 999. Now it's 9999. So I added a digit.
All right.
So
fantastic.
You can free up a little space in your inventory if you're hoarding those suckers.
Thank you. All right. So I have started the
That'll probably go live next week.
Yeah. I have started the giveaway countdown. Anything you post in chat will enter you into the giveaway. If you've posted anything in chat in the last 10 minutes, you are already in it. But throw it. But post more things to get you added in. I gotta make you okay. Y'all have posted anything you post in chat, which is amazing, and I love you for it. Now I kind of want to be like, everybody post Curland here to enter the giveaway.
Well, now they'll just restate it.
Yeah,
get more spam.
They will, and it'll be great. I love chat
while
spam.
we wait for the spam to roll in, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about something that you and I just teased earlier on the stream, but it's already been discussed on Discord, which is over this past weekend, I took some time out of my own schedule to go through and address a pretty hot button topic that a lot of players have been giving feedback about over the years, which is activation times on some space abilities. The case was made, and I accept that activation times over 1 second for space abilities have a detrimental effect on activations for weapons in particular, like they interrupt your weapon firing cycles in a way that has a pronounced effect on DPS output, as well as just like tactile feedback of activating powers, right? So I went through this last weekend and I removed the activation timers from, I don't know how many, ballparking off the top of my head. I don't have the list in front of me, but it was probably about 40 powers between consoles and bridge officer powers that no longer have activation times. as soon as that fix, that change makes its way through our QA team. This is what we were saying earlier. Like QA will probably want to at least activate each of those powers once themselves, and it's a nice big chunky check-in. So it's probably going to take some time to go through it. I don't think it'll be in next week's change list, but QA could surprise me. But it'll be coming down the pipe soon.
And when it does come out, the patch list will have the full list of all of the powers that have been
Yes,
changed.
it will. It'll call out each individual power by name. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Jeremy, do you think you could pop into space and show off some vanity shields while I'm doing the winners? The winners?
Probably.
All right. So we're gonna pick our first winner here, and it is, drumroll please, Evil Spock. Congratulations, Evil Spock. If you win the giveaway, first of all, you've won a T6 ship coupon. Second of all, please send me a message either on Twitch or on Discord, private message, and that will with your character name that you want the item on and your account name, your @ handle of the where you want the item, so that we can send it to you, and then we will get that out to you as soon as possible. I have to wait until all 3 people give me their names before I can send it out. So if you send me your name and then you don't get the item right away, don't worry. It just means someone else is too slow. All right, next winner. This is Andrew Und123. Good job. And our final winner, Charlotte Victoria. Okay, Charlotte, I'm so sorry. You won last week. I'm going to roll it again. Okay, Is No Good 2020 is our third winner. Sorry, Charlotte. I just don't want to have 2 people win twice in a row, even though it's a random roll. But good work. Good. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. Good job. All right.
Good job spamming.
Yeah. Excellent spam. We like it. All right. Shall we see some vanity shields here?
Yeah, sorry, my server's still just a bit underperforming. See, we experience it too. And then I need to give myself all the toys. Let me clear out my inventory first.
Oh, you won with the free keys from today, Charlotte? I thought you were talking about keys from a previous stream. Okay, never mind. We have 4 winners. We'll just say we have 4 winners. Sorry, I thought you won last week's stream. Yeah, we'll just say we have 4 winners this week then. So all 4 of you, please send me your stuff, your character name and your account handle.
Ta-da! I'm vanitied.
Fantastic. All right, let's vanity this thing up. You want to pull a little closer to the ship? So it's not,
No. Well, I
miles
actually
away.
I also want to make my interface a little smaller so it doesn't block the ship.
That's a good idea. Closer. We need to smell the croissant. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Requests for shield. Pink is the first request coming in. Charlotte, send it to me via DM on Twitch or Discord. On Discord, I'm Ambassador Kale Returns. So send it to me on there. Then I can write it down. Oh, wow.
It gets like a
Oh, there we go.
that's
There we
pretty
go.
cool.
There it is.
I just need to be looking from the right direction.
Yeah. Sorry, you were going to say something, Ramon?
That's done because of the, like what I said about the lights being in the same texture map as the main texture. So basically, like everything is like mapped to the same part.
Yeah.
All right, we got an Alliance shield request.
Okay.
Whoa! Oh, that's very different.
This one.
That looks like a what's the thing I'm trying to say? The splashdown from a astronaut mission.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like a nose cone.
Yeah. Picard 2010 wants to know if it accepts board gear. Yes, it does. Let's do section 31, just so we get the.
We have to do.
Okay, I was gonna save us from this, but well,
okay, so what was next? Section 31.
Section 31. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
It's just if anybody wants a stealth ship, you got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's do. I'm looking for other requests. Ethereum.
Sorry, I saw Jacques Vache. We don't do that one a lot, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, do it. Ooh,
It's got a
I
little
like
bit
that a
of
lot.
Camouflage.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the one you said?
Ethereum.
Ethereum. Okay, I did update this.
Good. Okay,
Yes.
we got another landing capsule, but this one's gold
Yeah.
instead of black.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery Klingon. So I think they mean the yes. Yeah. Oh, because you're not a Klingon, you can't.
No, I'm not. Let's see.
Well,
I
you
think
should
I
actually
have
no.
it
You
here,
you
though.
still have it though. Yeah.
So I think I made a test version so that I could show it off.
Yeah. When we put this together
Discovery.
first.
Vanity refit? I don't think this is right.
No, this is the new one.
It's interesting.
The second one will be the second one you have lit up right now. Actually, would be interesting to see because that'll turn it green, and you know how I love green. Never mind, it won't.
Nope.
It doesn't do anything.
Sorry, I
okay.
can't find that one.
Alrighty. How about Riemann?
Which one?
The first one. The one that came out first. Sorry. Ooh, very nice.
That's weird. I like it. Oh,
Yeah.
that looks nice.
Oh wow, yeah, that's cool.
The bottom hexes.
Yeah.
That's
Do you want to
cool.
do you want to do the other Riemann shield just to be thorough?
Since I'm here,
Oh, stealth ship.
just a different color.
Yeah.
This one like an Alachi pod of some sort.
Yeah.
No,
We've gotten a bunch of requests for a GOM2 vanity shield, just to let you know.
we don't have one.
I know. No, I'm saying to make one.
Oh.
Rage Shadow says, with that color split, his brain went, a GOM2? Parry the GOM2? Borg one just kind of looks like a disease, which is accurate.
It's been assimilated.
Yeah. Pugs wants to see the competitive shield. I think. He wrote Compshile.
Competitive org games.
Oh my god, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
All the little plates on the plates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, incredible. Bozeman Titans has been requested, as it always is. Admiral Sunyo, I talked about this last week. I talked about this with the developers yesterday, actually. Unfortunately, we haven't had the grand leap of tech that we would require to us bring the day-night cycle back on Risa. It's still the same problems we've been having for years. So we're just kind of stuck with the sunset compromise. That's great, too.
That's in Kethy.
Yeah. Trexpert wants to know if Setsuo could talk about the UV unwrapping. Oh, wait, Setsuo. You mean Ramon?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't unwrap this ship, but mostly like what we have to do for like pretty much all the ships is we have a template, and it's kind of like it has like infinite tiles, so we can map everything however we want. And basically, we have different sections, and we decide like we first try to unwrap it as clean as we can, and it's also like super important for like Federation ships because they have a lot of curves and cylindrical shapes and all of that. And yeah, basically we map it to the different sections, and those are like we call them panel sections, and all the materials and all the ships share the same kind of like template, so that makes everything work for pretty much all the vanity shields, all the materials and all of that. Sometimes where we need to do like something a little bit more special, we maybe have to like divide something by half to have like more different like textures. So for example, I remember the Ariori, I think it was, that we have to subdivide like the textures like 3 times at least. So that kind of creates more problems for like using that textures as a vanity shield because other ships doesn't have it. But yeah, we basically do that and try to map it as good as we can.
Oh, okay. Sorry. He had a very specific question. So the Zat Vash Vanity Shield, he just didn't ask the very specific question. The Zat Vash Vanity Shield does that kind of camo look, whereas everything else is kind of flat one color. What's the reason for that? If you had to guess,
I should. I would need to look at how that texture works. My main idea is that maybe the main panel, which is the one that the main part of the GOM2 is using, was subdivided or something, or maybe it has like more like kind of patches inside of the texture, and each different like crease is mapped slightly to one side or the other, so it feels a little bit different.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No
All right.
problem.
I think. Oh, another camo one. Which one was that?
Safe Galaxy.
Safe Galaxy. Okay. So I think we're gonna do one more Vanity Shield. Somebody requested Temporal. Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's
Dang.
nice.
I like that a lot.
I like the iridescent little squares that pop up all
move.
over it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I might have to get that Vanity Shield.
There's another one called Temporal
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
it's
that
just
looks
variant.
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of those is both of those come from a Reputation. He asked, knowing that he was going
I
to
think
now seek this
so,
out
yes.
for his his
they do.
Andorian ship. Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, folks.
Appropriately, it's the Temporal Initiative.
This is shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking information I've learned today. All right, folks. I'm going to find us somebody to raid. Remember, if you are one of the four people who won this week's giveaway, to message me either on Twitch or on Discord. Again, on Discord, on Twitch, it's this channel right here. On Discord, I'm Ambassador Kale Returns. Please send me your character name and the account handle you want to use it on. I can't follow up with you, so... and it looks like Dark Mom is on, so that's an easy raid choice to make.
All right.
All right. Well, Jeremy, Ramon, Phil, thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you all taking your time and engaging. And we will see everybody else next week. Next week, I believe, is going to be... Let me look at the schedule and see what next week is going to be. Before I say, I know what it is.
If you have concerns about the dilithium buyout and you want to engage with it after it's done, just stay in touch on Discord. We'll be communicating as soon as things come down the pipe.
I'll be passing
like I said,
stuff along.
The whole resolution that I mentioned earlier is a plan that we are trying to put in place, but I think it's going to take some work to get that done. So I don't have an exact timeline.
Sounds good. All right. Stream schedule is loading very slowly for me. So I may not be able to tell you in a timely manner what the next stream is. What is you doing, Confluence? Or is this SharePoint? Oh, it's OneDrive.
Can I tease something?
Yeah, you can always tease something on my stream.
We are hoping to be able to use Discord or use Tribble for something relatively important in the very near future. So I want anybody that is interested in Tribble testing to keep an eye out for that and stay engaged. Keep an eye on our announcements. Fingers crossed that'll be something big worth talking about next week.
Yep. In fact, I don't know if this is for sure. I think we moved things around a bunch, but that might be what we stream about next week. We'll have to talk about that more if it's out in time and stuff, which I think it will be.
Mike, have we yet announced? This is probably, I don't know. I should be asking you this live, but have we yet announced that Wednesday is going to be a big server maintenance?
Next Wednesday?
Next
No, we have a blog coming out to announce it. But yes, we're going to have one of our giant server maintenances next Wednesday, everybody. It'll be one of the super long ones. We combined several of giant maintenances, two of them, into one so that you guys will only be down for one day. So it'll be down for a couple of hours. You'll have all the details in the blog very soon.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to raid Dark Mom. Everybody have fun. Be nice. Give her a follow. She's the best. And we will talk to you all next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the
Bye,
summer.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
So do Risa.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.